Welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to my channel. I'm doing a little bit of film breakdown tonight. I know it's an ungodly hour to start doing it, but was breaking down some film with Devin Booker. I thought I'd share it with anybody who follows or subscribes to my channel, and I think it's sort of good to sort of see why players are good. With Devin Booker, we're going to go through some stats and things. Only about 13 clips. Just want to, go through some film. What makes him good? It's certain things that he does. Obviously, he's an elite player in the league, and having a hell of a season, after he got healthy. So let's just dive in right in. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to just look at his stats and sort of some of the things that he does. So you just get an idea of that when you're developing a shooting guard or you're shooting guard yourself, just sort of understand, where players rank in the league and why they rank that, why they rank those at those spots. So right now, this is my database that I have that I, sort of track players with. I could just sort of go to a variety of players. So here's Devin's page. And I think it's important to understand, where he lies and sort of what he does and the shooting percentages and getting to the free throw line, things that are really important. So, you see the pertinent stats, averaging 28, 4, and 5, right? Gets 36% 3-point shooter. He's never really been a high level as far as like percentage guy. He's always been in the mid to high 30s. Free throw is really important, 84% in the league. And just sort of, the reports that I have him rated number 11 in the league, number 1 at the shooting guard position. And, some of the things that he really does, look, he scores mostly off pick and rolls. He does a lot off of isolation, coming off screens, handoffs and things like that. High level finishes about 64% at the rim. I think any player that's a very good guard or player at any position needs to shoot probably in the low to mid 60 percentile as far as like getting percentage at the rim, because it's really important to be able to finish. I think Devin does a good a job as any as far as a shooting guard being able to finish. And as far as how he ranks with his position, third at his position in scoring, 16th in rebound, and 5th in assists. Uh, third most efficient player, third in usage. But look, like not really a high volume 3-point shooter. Doesn't shoot 10, 12 threes a game. He shoots 6, averages 2.3 makes in his career. He's averaging about 2. But again, just very efficient. And one of the better things that he does, he gets to the free throw line 6.2 times a game. Look, you got to be able to do either one or both. Got to either make threes, but I think the most important shot that you can make on a consistent high level basis is the free throws. He shoots 85 from the line, one of the better free throw shooting two guards in the league. And you have to be able to get to the free throw line. You can't just rely on just sort of makes alone. So let's just go through it. We'll go through like 13 clips and we'll go from there. But I just want to share with some stats, information, and things like that. So let me just go, pep up the video and we'll go from there. All right. Let's see. Final edit. Here we go. All right. So, and on the screen as well, I'm going to have some teaching points, and you could sort of view and see, just sort of some teaching things that I have on each clip. So let me just, my fault. Let me just share this with you. So still get my feet wet with the technology here. Let me see. Share screen. Share screen. Windows. Share. Okay. So we got this popped up. All right. So first clip, we're going to have, all right, just coming off the screen, go in the corner. Look, when you're coming off pin downs, obviously it's important to set your defender up. It's important to be able to change speeds and get to your spot and be able to set your feet and get your shot off quickly. All right. So we'll go through the clip here. All right. So out of bounds, gets the shot off quick. But look, watch how quickly he gets his feet set on the catch. All right, coming off, pushes off a little bit, but they set that little pin down. They're sort of forced to go through this, and they can't get through because they got two guys. Look at him just set his feet quickly and get a shot off quickly. I think it's really important, it's really important to be able to get your feet set, get your shot off quickly, and don't hold the ball too much. Look, that obviously it's an out of bounds situation. He's got to get a shot off, but just sets his feet, gets his shot, and there you go. All right, so let's go on the second clip. All right, here just going to relocate out of the corner and going up for, from the left corner, the left wing, on penetration. Sorry about that. Had some technical difficulties there. Again, that's why I like to do it at 1:30 in the morning, so so I could correct any mistakes that I have. All right, so let me just share this again real quick. I'm still getting used to it here. Share screen, Windows. All right. So on this second clip, he's going to relocate from left corner. All right. So left corner or left wing. Again, the things that you have to understand is the spacing. Deep corner. All right. His man sort of fixated on the ball. He's sort of seeing what's going on. Just keep him spaced. You don't want to be walking his man up because, again, then his man drifts up. All right. Ball. Everybody's look. You got to see what everybody's paying attention to. Everybody pays attention to the ball. Not a lot of people paid attention to off the ball. Sometimes they set a good screen coming in. On the just on the look, gets a shot up quickly. Again, what's important? Important is the spacing, getting your spot quickly, and being able to shoot the ball on the move. You can't just be able to shoot just spot ups. You got to be able to shoot on the move. You got to be able to get your feet set and get your shot off quickly. And that's a really important part of his game. It's a really important part of his game going through. All right, so let's go to the third clip. Banner. All right. So again, coming out of the corner, one dribble pull up. It's really important to be able to get your feet set quickly, not to travel. A lot of players coming off these situations, they'll split their feet. Left foot goes one way, right foot goes the other, and they end up traveling. Look, great solid feet. He actually doesn't go 1-2 into his shots. A lot of people, most players in at all levels, be able to go 1-2 into the shots instead of the 2-foot hop. He likes the 2-foot hop into his shots. Pretty cool. Be able to do that. I teach 1-2, but again, I think it's really important on these, be able to read your defender. Holiday sort of overplays because he's just trying to get the book, trying to get the steal first, and then the lunge going baseline. That just opens up that middle drive. He's able to get his feet set and just get that shot off quickly. Again, when you're working out, when you work on your reps, when you're developing players, when you're working on that one dribble pull up, be able to hard dribble, clear your defender, and get that shot off pretty quickly. All right, third clip here. Again, come 2 dribble pull up, go on baseline. All right, let's go just the teaching points. Now, remember, just keep hitting that wrong button. I'm glad Mike Bradley's the only guy watching this video. But let me just share it one more time. All right, so 2 dribble pull up here. Same thing. This is a reactionary sport. If you want to be really good at the wing position, be able to just drive it hard, be able to catch and go. And again, no travel, be able to be good on your feet and be able to just relocate, catch. Now, again, they got to help off corner because everything's, bunched up into the paint. Be able to just 2 dribble pull up. And the biggest thing is you're going to be facing contact. So be able to make contact with your defender, drive through that contact. Always has that offhand sort of getting that defender off. See how the defender has his right arm into him, and then he just sort of knocks that hand off. And again, the help's coming. You got to be able to read the help. Now, also making plays on the not just shooting the ball, but making plays as he's dribbling through. See how the spacing is going through. No one's paying attention to the weak side, the weak side corner man. As he drives, everybody's going to rotate to the ball and stop. Now, if they stop it, you can leave your feet, make the play to the corner. He doesn't here, But again, that's just what's going to be open. And it's not just scoring, it's also reading the next play. On the weak side of the floor, everybody's going to be fixated on the ball. So I think it's really important to be able to just understand the drive, be able to make a play, and also be able to make a play for somebody else if he's open. Here, just a true dribble pull up, gets his feet set, pull up jump shot. All right, let's go to the next clip. All right, just a dribble spin now. Pretty illegal on the obviously on the spin, but just really important on your drives. Trying to drive, get in the paint, trying to get a reaction out of the defense. You're going to be able to have to make contact with your defender for sure, but you're going to have to play off their balance or lack thereof. You force them, if they forces you one way, they try to cut you off, be able to have a counter to it. Here, Booker just drives it, defender cuts him off, he uses that off arm. Obviously, this is illegal, it's not called, but being able to take contact, if he beats him to the spot, uses a spin. Now on the spin, doesn't waste too much time. Gets his feet set, 2-foot jump stop, jumper in the paint. Now, if two guards, look, you want to do a lot of stuff out of space, catch and shoot, catch and drive, pick and rolls, but you also have to be able to, go to some one move, two moves, to be able to, when your number's called, you're going to have to get your shot off in an isolation situation. You got to be able to just read the defender, get your shot off quickly, and just be efficient with your movement. All right, mid pick and roll, just simple pull up in the mid range. As you're setting your man up, again, you got to be able to set your defender up first thing, set him up to the screen. And now you got to read it. You got to read. Usually, if you do your job and the screen's hit, you got to be able to try to just get towards the basket, get into the paint area, and you got to read that big. All right. Now, Biombo sets a good screen on Dort. Now you got to read the big. Williams is back. What's going to happen? Is he going to be in a drop? If he's in a drop, then you could pull up. If he's going to play up, then you try to make a change direction, get to the basket. Here, they're just sort of shrinking the floor, so just shrinking his driving angle. Can't really make a play. Best thing he can do is probably pass out. Now, as you're driving, right, as you're driving here, you got to read the big. Hands are up, you try to go under. Hands are down, you try to shoot it. Here, the big here doesn't try to do enough to stop the jump shot. He's just sort of retreating in the back, getting to the paint. But look at his posture. All right, it's forward. His hands are down, and now has that extra space to be able to create and shoot. And I think it's important, again, not only to read your man, but read the big that's in the screen and roll coverage. Is he playing up? Can you drive by him? Is he going to leave their feet? Is he going to go side to side? You got to be able to move them off balance, because that's really important to be able to just sort of read that big and how they're going to play you. Again, hands are down, shoot the ball. Going back, shoot the ball as well. Playing up, try to drive. If you have crowds, and someone's bumping the roller and a weak side shooter, an off ball shooter, or off ball cut is open, then you make the play. But I think it's really important to read that secondary defender, see how the big's playing you, and see what's open. All right. Here in the drive, pick and roll again. And now shot fake. I think fakes after drives are extremely important. Fakes after drives are extremely important, because now, again, you're getting that defender up. Defenders they overreact to everything because they don't want to get scored on. A lot of times you can, use fakes, use jabs, anything that you can do to sort of get a defender off balance. I think it's really important. All right. So on this, to be able to drive your man back, all right, screen set. Now everybody's dropping back. Now you got a rear view challenge coming, using that fake just to get that defender sort of off. Are they going to move up? Are they going to move back? Are they just going to be sort of messed up for a half second? Those are the little tricks of the trade to be able to get shots off and to create offense. Fakes before drives, fakes after drives. Just getting that defender moving, You always want to play off their balance. Working with Kobe, he was big on using defenders, lack of balance against them. So moving up, down, side, back, forwards, any direction just to move them off balance. Fakes are huge. Fakes before drives, fakes after drives. Put them in your workouts. Be efficient with them. Use them regularly because, again, anything you can get to get not only that space, but also get a defender up to draw fouls and just sort of, increase your offensive efficiency is going to be big, just be big for any situation you're going to have. Now, the big part of the game is spacing, right? And now you're getting these screen and rolls set deeper and deeper away from the basket, which what happens is, it just opens up the floor. It gives you more space to operate. And it just, as a screen rolls, like Dame Lillard's probably the deepest shooter in the league besides Curry. And they were able to set those screens close to half court, allowing now, earlier switching, attacking the big and making a play. Here the screen set. Now the big's under the Saric is in a drop. And again, just backing up and using that balance against your defender. Again, reading that situation. Screen, Shea gets, hit up top. Big's already dropping back. That's the balance. You're reading that balance. Now also look at the defense. Sucking into the defense, making that play to the corner. And if you're off the ball, right, and I always say to my clients, when you see jersey numbers or jersey names in the back of the jersey, always cut, always make a play off the ball. So when you're you're in pick and roll, I always tell players this: when you're off the ball, either here or here, when most off-ball defenders are gonna be fixated on the ball. They're not gonna be fixated on you. So when they're fixated on the ball, make a play, cut to the rim. You cut to the rim, three things happen. A, you can get a layup or some type of shot, right? Second thing is they're going to be in crisis scramble mode where you're cutting, someone else has to leave their man, and now it opens up other teammates for open shots. The third thing is on a cut, you don't get the ball, but you get inside positioning and offensive rebounding. Again, you got to think when you're watching film, not only like what move is a player making, but how do they get open? How do they, what type of shot, time and score, but also what mistakes did the defense make that you could sort of take advantage of. You might not be in the pick and roll situation. You might be one of the players spotting up. So how can I get better shots? How can I have more efficient plays? How can I impact winning more? I think all those things are important. And just to sort of, go through your head when you're watching film with some of your favorite players. All right. So now we're gonna go into the reject and the pick and roll. All right. So screen roll is going to be set. Landale's going to come. Screen set. Now, again, defense, right? On the ball defenders. If they jump up late, the reject's always in play. Obviously, they want to go to the middle of the floor, but you got to see what the defense gives. Defense sort of, pulls over and just sort of overplays it. And now that opens up the baseline drive, Euro, finish. But again, just reading defenders, like reading how you're getting played. If he's going to just go into the screen, then it's going to be a middle drive. But when their balance is going, towards half court, you just got to make them pay. Reject. Now see how this is played. If they're going to play up on their man, you got to play in the corner for your teammate. Here they just sort of sit in the weak side. All right, so you can't really make a play to the corner because that's going to be a pick six. So now, defense comes over, using the Euro and then be able to finish. Again, defense takes something away, you got to make them pay for it. So, but like read and pick and rolls. If they're going to overplay one way, go to the other. And then what's the weak side going to be like? Are they going to way overplay and just everybody's going to, filter to the ball? Then you could just pick them apart on the weak side on plays. But here he was able just to drive it, get this weak side defender to come over, use the Euro and go for finish. We got four more. Trust me, I'm not trying to be here all night. I just wanted to test this out. This is going to be sort of a curriculum I'm rolling out on different players in different situations. So I just sort of wanted to test it. Right now we're on 20 minutes. I'm not really expecting to be here probably another 5 or 6 minutes. All right. All right. I believe this is going to be a screen rescreen. All right, defender goes under, comes through, and with the finish. Now, let me get back here. In Dallas, we called it, with Coach Carlisle, we called it twist. When a defender goes under, especially out here, they're probably going to go under more than most because the screen's set so high up. When they go under, not just, it's sort of, when they go under, they're able to just get back to the ball, right? So when they go under, make them pay for it for going under. Now they go under, just have patience and they just flip the screen and rescreen it. They're going to go under, just have that screen, just flip around, set that screen again, and going towards the basket. Again, all on his drives, he does such a good job at setting his defender up, with changing speeds. I think changing speeds is a huge part of the game. So if you're a coach working with players and on your drives, don't have them at one speed. I don't care how quick they are. Change your speeds, always be moving, and just, Kobe always called it setting his defender up slow, finishing him fast. So read your defender. If he goes under, make him pay for it. And then on your drives, always just get into that next gear. You don't want to be top speed all the time. You don't want to be slow all the time. You just want to sort of mess with the defense and just sort of continue to, just change your speeds and be efficient. Here, the defender goes under. All right. And then he comes through. Now, as he comes through, look how the ball's picked up. He doesn't really dip it. He keeps it right at his chest. And again, right at the finish at the rim. And I think it's important to have a finishing package, like I told you, finishing at 65%. Elite players, players that finish at an elite level, and it's just paying attention to things. When you play, and at the end, reading your stat sheet, reading your types of drives. Did you finish? What's your percentages at the rim? What can you shoot? Elite players in the NBA shoot probably 65 to 68% from the at the rim. So it's important to be able to finish right hand, left hand, any type of finish that you want. But getting to that rim and finishing, and also can get to the free throw line, is just something extra. Is just something that's really good, for that. But again, when they're going to play and you're going to drive it, you've got to be able to drive it and you got to be able to finish and make a play for yourself and then somebody else. Also, look at all the eyes and all the attention. They leave corner a little bit. That corner play is not open, but again, weak side shooter open. So those are the types of plays that are going to be open. You always got to study. How defense reacts to everything. And I think that pulling over, when they pull over, making a play for a teammate, as well as being able to finish, is an important part. But again, studying how, being an expert and seeing how defenders are going to react to certain situations are just going to be a big part of the game. Getting away from pick and roll a little bit. Now we're just going to go through a rip through. And again, not holding the ball all the time. Look, if it's a low shot clock, low game clock situation, then yeah, that's great. Being able to hold the ball and make a play, last second shot, or trying to, throw the clock down. If you have a mismatch and you want to, clear everything out, and that's fine. But a lot of these plays, a lot of these isolation situations, you got to be you got to be, able to react, and you got to be able to make plays quickly. Here, he just catches it, rips his man through. But again, playing through contact. And, if you're not playing through contact in your workouts, you're not playing through contact in games, and you're not owning that spot, I always tell players, look, obviously that's straight angle to the basket, right? But also, finding a body. Find the body right away. When you drive, look how he's fending off contact. Don't veer off. A lot of players veer off. Now, look, usually they're not going to leave weak side, strong side shooter, right, in the corner. We all know that. But again, if you're going to veer off, you're going to veer right into that defender if you're going to allow that defender to be on your hip and you're just getting away from the contact. Right when you're in that paint area, you gotta initiate contact legally. Don't extend the arm, but being able to, when that player's on your hip, you gotta own that spot. I always tell players, just find the body, hit them, play through contact, and be able to finish. Inside hand, outside hand, however you want to finish it. That tighter angle, it's gonna be a lot harder for that strong side, corner defender to help off the player, especially because it's going to be a longer rotation if that's going to be a tight angle. So again, but look what happens on the drive. Jersey numbers. Got to be able to try to cut into space and make a play. But again, on the drive, everybody's rotating over. Great finish, but again, playing through the contact. And again, I always try to study both sides of it. I'm studying Booker here, but I want to see better, how defense reacts, but also the good things that they do. Going verticality, verticality at all levels, right? And teaching that weak side defender. Look how Dort goes straight up in the air, right? That's great verticality because again, if you're twisting your body and you hit him inside the charge circle, it's going to be a foul. But if you go straight up, both hands up, and he hits your body, it's not going to be a foul. So being able to teach that, I think it's a great way, great thing as well. So when you're teaching weak side defenders that are going to help with the rim, really working on technique and form on going vertical. Verticality, I think it's a huge part of the game. It's a huge thing that's probably not taught as much as it should. All right, two more clips and then we're out for the night. All right, this is just going to be a change of direction on the drive. But again, notice the spacing. Like look, I'm not a huge fan of deep shots, but it's a longer closeout on the catch, and you're able to make plays. And obviously, if you can shoot out there, it's great because everybody's got to come out. But again, on the catch, if they come out at you or screen and roll set, look how much more space you have. So spacing behind the three, especially if you got range, is great because again, it just spaces the defense out and allows you to make plays. Here they're gonna just kick out, screen roll, drive. But again, a few things here that's great. Right, on the screen and roll, playing off balance. All right, big's coming on the drive. That big just overdoes it a little bit and lunges to one side. When a defender's going to lunge, you make them pay for it. Again, they want to cut off his right hand and they overplay to it, so he goes right to the crossover. All right, being able to cross over, get to the paint, and again, look at how that tight angle is. He's not veering out this way, out towards this side. He's going straight, owning that spot, and then veering into that. Now look how he initiates contact here on the drive. He initiates, gets to his right, really pushing that defender in. And now it's really hard to sort of, because he's not veering out, it's really hard to get to him. So he initiates the contact strong and then uses his left hand. Got to be able to use your left hand. You're working out players, spend 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes every workout working on left hand, not just 5 reps, 8 reps. Try to get 60, 70, 80, 90 reps with their left hand or their right hand if they're weak-handed. Now, if they're weak on both hands, I got no help for you. But being able to finish, because again, if you can't finish with your left or right, they're gonna just push up on that hand and just force you into that weak hand. So really working on getting to the basket, changing speeds, but being able to use that offhand is just a huge part of the game. All right, last clip, and then we're out for the night. This is just going to be an elbow ISO, getting to the rim. Now here, look, biggest thing here isn't the move or whatever. It's just, again, initiating contact, playing through contact, not done enough. Everybody likes to veer away from contact, likes to fade away and do things like that. But being able to initiate contact, he does a great job with his off arm, again, making the smaller guard pay for it. And again, they just sort of like try to pull the chair from him a little bit. But again, initiating contact and playing through it. Off arm. All right, we'll go slow with it. Off arm here, and then gather with two. And then, he got lucky because they just sort of pulled a chair from him and he's able to finish the rim. But, great basket. All right, so this is just something I was just testing out, and again, I did like a 5-clip deal or 2-clip deal a few days ago, but we're going to be doing more of it. And give me some suggestions. I know we messed up a little bit in the video tonight, but it'll get better. It's my I'm only like 3 days in on the software, so we're just trying to get used to it. But I appreciate you coming and watching, and thank you.